billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dr. Safo, the acting resident coordinator, Mr. Karan, my dearest brother, Dr. Esai, the ever active Mr. Achad Singh, and the eloquent Mother. Assalamu alaikum. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. I've been given these, I would say, the text of the speech which I should be reading, but I thought that I will not do that. For the simple reason that whatever is spoken in certain ways, not from the text and from the heart, is always important. Why? Because it gives you a bit more ownership. And it is important that we realize that until and unless we do not give this ownership to what we call the HIV/AIDS, which according to certain evidence-based research and study is towards being an epidemic as far as Pakistan is concerned. So primarily it is essential that we recognize as to what the gravity of the situation is. The statistics may be debatable, however, speak for themselves. And as depicted by the excellent documentary, a little more than 133,000 are estimated in Pakistan to be affected with HIV. And this infection, I can unfortunately, with a heavy heart, say that this is underestimated. For sure, it has to be more. Mainly because of the fact that with the general surveillance and which took place in the cities, if I'm not mistaken, did, although not by design, was not able to access the rural areas as well. In addition to that, what the point of concern is that of that around 22,000 have been registered. So we're talking of almost more than 100,000 who are there with HIV/AIDS and who are not being treated. That should be and that is the point of concern as far as this ministry is concerned. The theme being the right to health, very, very significant. And it is important that we understand that because of not just globalization, because of the evolvement and understanding as far as HIV/AIDS is concerned, the world has moved. And unfortunately, as you may have seen from the documentary, the world where HIV prevalence is lessening, Pakistan, as far as the statistics are concerned, it's on the increasing side. In this regard, it is important to understand that the stigma which was once, or to an extent which is still there, needs to be targeted, needs to be understood. As I remember, and I had shared this with the team as well, that none other than the great Arthur Ashe got inflicted. And when it was diagnosed, it was because of blood transfusion, when he was having a heart surgery. Incidentally, I was reading the other day, a very, very famous Hollywood actor of yesteryears died of HIV/AIDS mainly because of the fact that he did not disclose his lifestyle. During those years, the lifestyle, now of course we have even the right to the marriage as far as a certain lifestyle is concerned. And none other than, let me share it with you, his name was Rock Hudson. So there are myths, and then there's reality. The myths being that it's infectious, it can be contacted by merely touching of the hand, whereas all of us now by our knowledge understand that HIV/AIDS is much more than that. Therefore, the role of the media is very important. In this regard, whatever the Ministry of Health, National Health Services, RNC is endeavoring with the able assistance of WHO and the UNAIDS, possibly is not enough. And I said that there has to be ownership, and the ownership which has been displayed by Mr. Achakzai's term and his team is commendable. And I must give him, with your, I would say, assistance, a round of applause. In the end, I assure you, on behalf of the Ministry, that we shall keep this very much in our perspective, as this is something, as I said, which is epidemic. The proportions are epidemic. And we need, especially now that health is a devolved subject, I would request vehemently to our provincial representatives to have a very insightful knowledge, as well as in their plans they need to think about this, as without their ownership this epidemic will not go. They need to be very aware of this. In the end, it's not the end, it's just the start, because our pathway towards the 2030, as Famida said in the documentary, and the 90s that she spoke about, need to be kept in mind, and hopefully we shall be able to achieve that. Thank you very much.